So back to the topic of p-values. I know that I have already pointed out that in the flowchart, the formula foldout that's in the book, that there is a flowchart which shows how to do the p-values. Now remember that you know the type of tail that your hypothesis test is going based off of um, the alternative statement, which is kind of based off of the null statement, right? Because the way that we're doing this is that we are stating the claim symbolically, and if the claim contains the inequality, we're wrapping that up as the null statement. And if it doesn't contain the inequality, like it says less than or greater than strictly, or equal to, which is less than or greater than, um, we then we call it the alternative. We call that the alternative. So you look around for the alternative. Once you know that the alternative is the left tail test is the one that goes with the less than side. The right tail test is the one that goes with the greater than side. And the two-tailed test goes with the one that has the equality, where we are finding the p-value by doubling the left tail if the test statistic falls on the left, and we're doubling the right tail from the test statistic if it falls on the right. So what did I want to point out to you? I wanted to point out to you that in the multimedia library, and I'm going to show you a faster way to get to all of them, in the Tools for Success, there are animated flowcharts. So anytime you see a flowchart in the book, you can pretty much expect that it's going to be animated somewhere in one of these chapter pages. And you can go to the specific chapter pages through the multimedia library. Makes sense. That's the library to go for chapters. Or you can just hit the whole list right here of animated flowcharts. Now, the drawback here is that it doesn't show the flowcharts by their chapter. That's not that big of a deal, though, because if you wanted to do that, you could have done, like I said, use the multimedia library and go chapter by chapter. But in here, they've got the procedure for finding p-values. It's just going to take that flowchart that I just looked at, and it's going to, let me see
Your
if it
goal in
will,
this activity is to use the flowchart shown to determine
and
the
it's going to
proper
go through
approach
some
for finding the p-value in a hypothesis test.
examples. So it'll, if I hit next, and you can't see next here because I've got the screen minimized, but if I go down, you'll see there's a next right there. If I hit next, it'll give me some examples, and I'll work through them. One that has a left tail, one that has a right tail, one that has two tail. And anyway, use this to make sure that you understand what you're doing when you're trying to find the p-value. All right, thank you.